What's up, everyone? This is the Raw Truth coming at you with another video. And this video is going to be called Tommy Sotomayor, A Fatherless America versus Tariq Nasheed's Hidden Color in the Hypocrisy comment of Dr. Umar Johnson. Now, everybody's wondering, when's Tommy Sotomayor is going to get his video out of Fatherless America. A lot of people, I've seen the comments is talking about how it's a scam. Tommy Sotomayor, he's scamming his people. Tariq Nasheed already had Kitten Colors 1, 2 out and 3 and 4 there. Tariq Nasheed is bumping. He's getting things popping. And Tommy Sotomayor, what's he doing? Pocketing the money. Well, you have to understand something. Tommy Sotomayor is doing a whole heck of a lot of this on his own. And not only that, Tommy Sotomayor is also uploading videos to showing you what videos that people are sending him. And he's also doing as I call it, a USA tour where he goes to different cities and different states to talk to people. So Tommy Sotomayor is bogged down. And keep in mind, doing a documentary, if he had $30,000, he wants it high quality. He probably wanted high quality and probably has so many people to interview and stuff. And it costs money, hotels and everything like that. It's going to cost major money to probably get this out. So, as far as Tariq Nasheed, it's so easy to promote lies to just push him out. So I'm going to, expose some things. Expose some things. See, what happened is this. The beef that happened between Tariq Nasheed and Tommy Sotomayor, you have to understand, why did that beef come to light? What caused that beef? Because Tommy Sotomayor said something to Tariq Nasheed, and he asked Tariq Nasheed, doing his Hidden Colors 1 and 2, he didn't bring up the fact that the Jews, those people in Israel are not the Jews at all, had a hand in the slave trade. So why didn't he bring that up? That's when Tariq Nasheed turned into a unconscious, stupid buffoon and went off on Tommy. See, that's the definition of a coon. When you protect massa and go against your own brother, that's the definition of a coon. What Tariq Nasheed did to Tommy, that's the true definition of a coon. But you ain't gonna call Tariq Nasheed that, huh? Will you? No, you won't. So therefore, all of this hatred came from Tariq Nasheed. Now Tommy Sotomayor is crispy, and now he's gay, but you're the one smacking your lips like crazy, Tariq Nasheed. And he's talking about Tommy Sotomayor like crazy. That's the real reason why the beef started. But see, I'm going to take this a little bit deeper. Well, probably a lot deeper. Why? Because there's a whole lot of things, Tariq Nasheed, you need to address. See, in order for the more lies that you hide or the more lies that you tell, the more money you will get to still keep your people in confusion. See, people cannot stand Tommy Sotomayor because Tommy Sotomayor called women bitches and whores. Well, excuse me, black women, don't you call yourself bitches and whores too? So let's calm down with that. Let's get that out, out of the open. Don't you talk about other people's moms and daughter? Oh, her hair nappy. Oh, so nappy hair is good, right? But putting in fake weave is good. It's good, right? Nappy hair is not good, right? All right. Got you. But I digress. Go back, to what I'm saying. Tariq Nasheed, I think you are a sellout. I think that, you have a lot of explaining to do. Because I seen your Hidden Colors 1 and I seen your Hidden Colors 2. You come up with a 3 and 4. I already seen 1. I already seen 2. And so I know what 3 and 4 is. I'm saying your Hidden Color movies, all of them are bullshit. You know why? I'm going to break it down. See, Tariq Nasheed, you have left out a whole heck of a lot of things. What you left out is, in your movies, in your documentaries, you have everything black that ever happened over there in Africa as our history. And that's your major downfall. Your major downfall, Tariq Nasheed, is that you never taught any of black people here the true history of Africa, because you don't know how to differentiate what is ours and what is not ours. That's the problem that you have. Now, when Tommy Sotomayor asked your retarded behind, how come you didn't speak anything about the Jews who had a hand in our transatlantic slave trade, and you went off? Well, I'm asking you that question, Tariq Nasheed. Go off on me. Go off on me. Be a little baby boy that you are and go off on me. Go ahead. Act like a little kid that you are and go off on me. How come, Tariq Nasheed, you never brought that up? Tommy's right. Tommy Sotomayor is right. How come you didn't bring up that the so-called Jews living in Israel who own the diamond district, the bank, the music industry, movie industry, and I think they own you too. But that I didn't say they do. How come you never brought up the fact that they were the ones who controlled the transatlantic slave trade? Better yet, Tariq Nasheed, can you answer this question? How come you didn't bring up to my people that it was the people over there in Africa who, along with the Arabs, the Muslims, sold us to the white man and the so-called Jews financed it? How come? How come you left that out, Tariq Nasheed? Because you know your boy Umar Johnson, he's into Pan-Africanism. That don't make any sense because the people who, the so-called Africans who helped sell us to the so-called white man, are teaching their people that we are not their people, and that they were tired of seeing of us on their land. Notice when Nelson Mandela, when we gave $10 million to Nelson Mandela, they asked Nelson Mandela, what is he going to do for the black people in America? Nelson Mandela, out of his mouth, said, they got their leaders. I'm taking this back to my people. So Nelson Mandela rejected your ass. See, people over there in Africa reject you people as their people because they know you are not their people. They know it. So therefore, it's full of movies, it's full of frauds because you never differentiate what is ours and what is not ours. And that also kills the Kemet crap. Why? Because the Kemet crap, where did the word Kemet come from? It come from, before that was called Africa, it was called the land of Ham. In Hebrew is Ham, where you get Kemet from. So therefore, the children of Ham actually is not our people, because we didn't come from no children of Ham. That's what the slave master taught y'all. Y'all still in the slave mind, Tariq Nasheed. That's why you got all that money to keep us in slavery. The people in Africa are children of Ham. Now, we have some of our people over here, but the vast majority of people, I'm saying 85 to 90%, are not our people at all. And they teach their children that they're not our people. And they tell me all the time that they don't know why my people is saying that they are your people. And they're not. Notice they never came and got us. Notice they never came and got us. Why? Because they were the one who brought us over. So how come you didn't expose that, Tariq Nasheed, in your video? You expose how Africans, as you call them, came into power. And the reason why I'm saying as you call them, because if you know any history, how Africa got its name, like I said before, it was Africa. It was called the land of Ham. Now, during the Second Punic War, there was a white guy, a so-called white man by the name of Leo Scipio Africanus Major, who during the Second Punic War defeated Hannibal Carthage, a black man, a Negro, who was not from Ham, who was a Hebrew. He was Hebrew. Hebrews don't come from Ham. He was Hebrew. And then after defeating Hannibal Carthage, he named the land of Ham after himself, and he called it Africa. So Africa is our so-called white man's name. It has nothing to do with us. So therefore, that kills that African crap. That kills that Afrocentric crap. That kills that African ancestry crap. That kills that African blood crap. Now, if you're from the seed of the so-called white man whose name is Leo Scipio Africanus Major, then you can say you're African bloodline because you come from him. But see, Africa's come from a so-called white man's name. So Tariq Nasheed, how come you didn't expose that? See, that's why your movie got so much holes in it. That's why it's so easy to fund lies but suppress the truth, like Tommy Sotomayor's documentary. Now have people not invest in it. You yourself not invest in all of that. Why? Because in order for you to keep somebody, that's going to make somebody free in their mind, because Tommy Sotomayor's video was going to expose a whole heck of a lot of propaganda that was against the black man, and it was going to ricochet and bring all the pointing the fingers back to where the main source is. And that's why you folks is always talking about, well, look at Tariq Nasheed. He put out lies. He can't answer it. He can't answer any of the questions that I have for him. He can't answer that. You know why? Because let him try to answer these questions. Then I'm going to come back with historical books like Babylon the Timbuktu that exposes how the Jews who fled from Jerusalem into Africa. Why? Because the Jews in the so-called Africans had the same skin color. And that also kills your melanated worship too. Y'all worship pigment. Because the curse that fell on Ham, it fell on his child Canaan. And that's why Canaan land couldn't be owned by slaves. So by calling yourself Moors and saying Canaan land, that blows you out of the water. See, true history is killing you so-called people who love the so-called African movement. So the heck with Pan-Africanism and the Hotep and the conscious community, because y'all talk about Egypt. But here's the bad part. Here's the sad part about Egypt. This is the funny part about Egypt. In 1956, check it out, in the 1950s, Gamal Abdel Nasser, remember him? He was an Egyptian president who said to the so-called Jews living in Israel, as long as you're living over here, we cannot accept you. You'll never be respected. You'll never have peace, because we've seen the Israelites leave here black. Now they come back white. Polite, conscious community, Egyptologists, that kills you. You know why that kills you? Because here's an Egyptian president admitted that black people who were called Jews were in Egypt, because he seen them leave black. Now they come back white. That came out of him. And 1700 BC. Check, it's in the Egyptian records that there were Hebrews enslaved. Check that. Why don't y'all look at that? But you won't, because I'll kill your conscious community. So Tariq Nasheed, how come you didn't expose that in your film? Come on, Tariq Nasheed. You didn't expose a whole heck of a lot in your film. You had every black person thinking that everything in Africa was their history. That's impossible. That's impossible. Trying to promote that original man crap. Come on now, Tariq Nasheed. Come on now, Tariq Nasheed. There's a whole heck of a lot of stuff that you didn't. Now I'm going to make another part about this, because, it's sad. It's sad, Tariq Nasheed, that you will sit up there, sound so much like a scholar, but everything that you're putting out can be challenged. And when somebody challenges you, or somebody challenge the conscious community, or Hotep, or Pan-Africanism, or the Egyptologists, y'all like to just threaten people, call people names and crispy and stuff, because y'all not mature. Y'all not mature at all. So I'm asking you, Tariq Nasheed, I'm asking you, how come you didn't have in any of your Hidden Color videos any story about the so-called Jews who controlled and financed the slave trade? How come you didn't have in any of your videos, Tariq Nasheed, your Hidden Color videos, of exposing how people who were in Africa sold our people into captivity along with the help of the Arabs? How come you didn't expose that? Huh, Tariq Nasheed? Tariq, hello? Tariq Nasheed, please answer these questions. Huh? Idiot? Girl, I want you to come at me. Go ahead, call me crispy, because I got a whole heck of a lot of wisdom that will make your neck twist till it comes off your shoulder. So come on, Tariq Nasheed. You have a whole lot of things to answer for. But yeah, you come at Tommy Sotomayor for one. Well, I'm going to keep going. I'm going to give you a whole lot of things to think about. You're going to get a headache by the time I'm through with you, because I'm sick of people like you lying to my people. Stay tuned for part 2. I am the raw truth, and I'm coming back for part 2.